to ROH. And another debut last night, it looks like, was Luchasaurus. Now, Luchasaurus is kind of an interesting character. He's been in Lucha Underground with this mask that looks legitimately like a lizard. I've never seen a mask like this. He was under a WWE developmental contract back in the early part of the 2000s. Before leaving, he was a big whistleblower along with a few other people on the Bill DeMott scandal. But this guy is about 6'5", tattoos everywhere. He's got a good look. He can go. It's just a shame that, it didn't pan out for him in WWE, but he seems to be doing very well in the independent scene at Ring of Honor. So, best of luck to him, and just keep going. So there is a show. There's a company in Seattle here called Defy Wrestling, and Defy Wrestling is, I don't know how to put it. It's just really unusual. So Defy Wrestling, they have some big names performing there, and it's just really, really, really cool that they can have, some of the names that have been involved with Defy. You got Penta El Cerro Mierdo, who's better known as Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, Shane Strickland. In fact, Defy Wrestling is coming back to Portland in February, on February 9th. I'm just pulling this up here. In fact, on January 8th, Joey Ryan was in Defy Wrestling. They're basically based out of Seattle, but they have their own on-demand service. Tommy Dreamer was just in town. Desmond Xavier, Scorpio Sky. It's just it's Chris Ridgway. He's from the United Kingdom, so it looks like I'm looking at their card, their second anniversary show for January 19th. It looks like Shane Strickland, SCU, SoCal, the SoCal boys. But it looks like on February 9th at the Hawthorne Theater in Portland, John Morrison, also known as Johnny Nitro and Johnny Impact, returns to Defy Wrestling and will be in Portland that night. So, Defy Never Dies is their new show coming, is their big show coming on the 19th of this month. So that should be a pretty good show. You got Christopher Daniels, who is a legend in the independent world, Frankie Kazarian, who's performed for WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, Scorpio Sky, who's Alexander Hammerstone's returning to Portland. This guy needs to, and Darby Allin is coming to Portland as well. That's great. Randy Myers, of course, Matt Farmer. it's just an awesome. Brody King. Oh, and Pete Dunne has been in town too. Wow, that's interesting. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, so, but if you ever get a chance, check out Defy Wrestling. You can look for them on Twitter. You can find them on Facebook. You can even go to their website, defywrestling.com. And, they really don't show who's on the roster. It just seems like a who's who of independent wrestlers that come to Seattle and Portland. I will be checking out their show at the Hawthorne Theater here in Portland. That's going to be a busy week for me because, I've got Monday Night Raw on the 4th. And then 5 days later, which is a Saturday, I have the Defy Wrestling show at the Hawthorne Theater. So it's going to be a fun, week in 3 weeks, and I cannot wait. In a couple weeks, I may do a NXT recap show the night of NXT Phoenix, and I also may do the Royal Rumble reaction the next night, but I'm not too sure about the NXT show because I will be in Los Angeles for the weekend, and so I don't know what's going to happen when I'm, if I'm going to do the recap show or not for TakeOver Phoenix. But regardless, I will do my best to do that for you guys. Just a little note on the iHeartRadio thing here. I was under the impression that my podcast would be on iHeartRadio last week. I then found out that you have to have a minimum of 5 episodes to be on iHeartRadio. So that was kind of disappointing for me, but it is what it is. So what do I got going on here? Oh, I just got a YouTube notification. Now for my wrestler of the week. That is a tough call right there. Very tough call. I've got so many. I've got Bandido, with him signing with Ring of Honor. I've got Trevor Lee signing with WWE. I've got Pete Dunne surpassing the 600-day mark as a champion in WWE, the longest champion since Hulk Hogan, from 1984 to 1987. Gosh, there's just so many. But I think I am going to go with Pete Dunne. 600 days as a champion is a long, long time, especially in the way titles get bounced around these days. The last champion to hold a title, this length. Of course, you had AJ Styles very recently hold it for over a year. Brock Lesnar, of course, he really doesn't count because he only wrestled when he wanted to, but he held it for 400 and almost 500 days. CM Punk, of course, 434 days as WWE champion. But yeah, to say that you've held a title and you've defended it even outside of WWE, that just makes it even more special. So Pete Dunne is my wrestler of the week. But he's going to have a tough task if they ever have him face Walter. I think that title may be in jeopardy. Let's see if they can keep it on him for 2 years. That would be quite an accomplishment, actually. But again, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I think I might have to take a muscle relaxer, but I will be back either later this week or next Sunday with more Wrestle Talk from Washington. Until next time, I'm your host, Mike. Follow me on Twitter at MISTERJAY777. Add me on Facebook, The Facebook is facebook.com/Mikey, Mikey, Jolly, Jolly. You can check me out on Instagram, UN4given77. Check out my YouTube show, which I need to do an update on very soon. YouTube.com/Mike WA31. But until next time, guys, take care now, and I will be back for more wrestling talk. Till then.